For so many of us, the end of a school day meant one thing: racing home, dropping our backpacks, and turning on the TV to Nickelodeon. It was a daily ritual, a comforting routine that brought laughter and a sense of belonging. The glow of the screen, the familiar theme songs, and the excitement of seeing our favorite characters made those afternoons feel magical. Nickelodeon was more than just a channel. It was a world where kids like us could see ourselves reflected. Shows like Ned's Declassified School Survival Guide didn't just entertain us. They made us feel seen, understood, and less alone in the chaos of growing up. One of the most memorable faces from that show was Martin Qwerly, the endlessly inventive and slightly awkward friend, brought to life by the talented Tylor Chase. Martin wasn't the main character, but he quickly became a fan favorite. With his oversized glasses, wild ideas, and unwavering loyalty, Tylor's portrayal made Martin Qwerly unforgettable. He was the kind of friend we all wished we had. Quirky, supportive, and always up for an adventure, no matter how outlandish. For 3 seasons, Tylor was part of a trio that felt like our own group of friends. The show made being a nerd cool, turning intelligence and individuality into superpowers. It inspired countless kids to embrace who they were, quirks and all. After Ned's Declassified, Tylor Chase continued acting, appearing in Everybody Hates Chris and the film Good Time Max. Like many young actors, he tried to find his place in an industry that can be both exciting and unforgiving. But for fans, Tylor remained frozen in time as Martin Qwerly, a symbol of simpler days, when our biggest worries were homework and who would sit with us at lunch. Seeing his face brings back a wave of nostalgia for those carefree afternoons. We often imagine that child stars go on to live charmed, successful lives, surrounded by fame and opportunity. But the truth is, growing up in the spotlight is rarely easy. The pressures can be overwhelming, and the transition to adulthood is often filled with unexpected challenges. The constant attention, the expectations from fans and the industry, and the struggle to find a new identity outside of a beloved character can make the journey incredibly difficult. Many young actors face struggles that the public never sees. For Tylor Chase, the years after his early fame took a turn that no one could have predicted. The world that once celebrated him seemed to move on, leaving him to navigate adulthood on his own terms. The bright, smiling face we remembered from our childhoods would reappear years later, but under circumstances that were both shocking and deeply heartbreaking. A reminder that the stories of our favorite stars don't always have the endings we expect. In September 2025, a video began circulating online that would send shockwaves through social media. The footage showed Tylor Chase, once a beloved child star, wandering the streets of Riverside, California. He looked weathered, struggling, and almost unrecognizable from his days on Nickelodeon, when he brought laughter and joy to millions of viewers. The video was grainy, filmed at night, but there was no mistaking the man's identity for those who grew up watching him. The contrast between the energetic Martin Qwerly, the character he played, and the man in the video was jarring for fans. It was as if 2 worlds had collided, the bright, scripted world of television and the harsh reality of life on the streets. This wasn't a movie scene or a publicity stunt. It was a raw, unfiltered glimpse into a life that had taken a difficult and unexpected turn. The video captured the vulnerability and isolation that so many people experiencing homelessness face every day. The person filming recognized Tylor, quietly confirming his identity to those nearby. The realization spread quickly, leaving viewers in disbelief and sparking a wave of concern and speculation online. Tylor was no longer on a TV set, surrounded by cameras and crew, but on a cold sidewalk, facing the harsh reality of homelessness. His few belongings were packed into a worn backpack, and his expression was one of exhaustion and defeat. The news spread rapidly across social media platforms, with fans and former colleagues expressing shock, sadness, and disbelief. Online forums filled with messages of support, memories, and questions about how things could have gone so wrong. Riverside, just a short drive from the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, made the situation even more poignant. It served as a stark reminder of how close success and struggle can be, and how quickly fortunes can change. For many, seeing Tylor in such a vulnerable state felt like witnessing an old friend in trouble. The nostalgia of his TV days clashed painfully with the reality of his current situation. The discovery forced everyone to look beyond the cheerful facade of television and confront a much more complex human story, one that raised difficult questions about fame, mental health, and the support systems available to those who fall on hard times. The video of Tylor Chase quickly exploded across the internet, capturing the attention of people from all walks of life. What started as a simple, unscripted street interview soon became a viral sensation, shared and discussed by millions. Within hours, the clip was everywhere, on TikTok, X, and countless other platforms, amassing millions of views and sparking a wave of reactions. In the video, Tylor sits quietly in a faded Raiders polo, his demeanor humble and unassuming. When asked, he softly confirms that he once appeared on Ned's Declassified, a show many remember fondly from their childhoods. The moment is raw and unfiltered, no rehearsed lines, no attempt to impress. Just a man, stripped of pretense, sharing a piece of his past with quiet honesty. Despite his calm exterior, it's clear Tylor is facing real hardship. Yet, there's a quiet dignity in the way he carries himself, a resilience that moved viewers deeply and made the video even more powerful. He doesn't ask for sympathy or help. Instead, he simply acknowledges the life he once lived and the reality he faces now. It's a moment that feels both deeply personal and universally relatable. The video strips away the illusion of Hollywood glamour, revealing the vulnerability and uncertainty that often exist behind the scenes. It's a stark contrast to the polished images we're used to seeing. Fans flooded social media with memories of Tylor's performances, expressing disbelief and sadness that someone who brought them so much joy could now be struggling so profoundly. The viral moment became a catalyst for important conversations about mental health, addiction, and the lack of support systems for young performers who often face unique pressures and challenges. It served as a heartbreaking reminder that the faces we see on screen are real people, each with their own battles, and that fame offers no immunity from life's hardships. For many, Tylor's story was a wake-up call, a reason to look beyond the surface, to see the human being behind the fame, and to reflect on how we support those who once inspired us. The public's response was immediate. Fans wanted to help Tylor Chase. A GoFundMe campaign was set up, quickly raising over $1,200 with messages of support and encouragement. People shared how much the show meant to them and how Tylor's character made them laugh. The goal was simple: provide Tylor with resources for food, shelter, and basic needs. The outpouring of support showed the positive power of social media. But soon, it became clear that Tylor's needs went beyond money. The story was about to take another turn, revealing deeper layers of his struggle. The public's rush to help was a beautiful first step. But someone who knew Tylor best, his mother, would soon intervene. Her decision would change the course of the support effort. As the GoFundMe gained momentum, Tylor's mother abruptly shut it down, leaving many confused. She released a statement. Tylor needs medical attention, not money, but he refuses it. She explained he was unable to manage money and often lost essential items, making consistent support difficult. Her decision was an act of protection, prioritizing his real needs over a temporary solution. Tylor's struggles were not simply financial. They required professional care he was unwilling to accept. It's a painful dilemma many families face when a loved one refuses help. Her actions shifted the public's understanding. This was a serious health crisis, not just hard times. The path to recovery is one the individual must choose, and for families, it's often filled with heartache and helplessness. Behind the scenes, Riverside's public safety engagement team had been trying to help Tylor for some time. Officers regularly offered him shelter, mental health services, and treatment programs. Their approach was gentle and persistent, aiming to build trust and show him a path to safety. Despite repeated offers, Tylor politely declined all assistance as of December 2025. He remains polite and cooperative, with no criminal issues, and cannot be forced into treatment. Tylor is aware of the viral videos and has no issue with them being shared. His detachment adds another layer to his complex situation. The police's ongoing efforts highlight a compassionate side of law enforcement, focused on support rather than enforcement. News of Tylor's situation reached his former co-stars from Ned's Declassified, Devin Werkheiser, Lindsay Shaw, and Daniel Curtis Lee. On their podcast, they addressed the news with shock and sadness, remembering the friend they grew up with on set. Lindsay expressed deep love and concern, her voice heavy with emotion. Daniel echoed the desire to help, saying, "We'll see what we can do here." Their public support reminded everyone that Tylor was not just a headline, but a real person, and a cherished part of their professional family. Their words resonated with fans, showing the unique bonds formed between child actors. Seeing one of their own struggle was a painful reminder of their own vulnerability. Their heartfelt concern sent a powerful message. Tylor has not been forgotten. Sometimes help comes from someone who's been there. In December 2025, former child actor Shaun Weiss, who overcame his own struggles with addiction and homelessness, offered Tylor a lifeline. Shaun arranged a bed for Tylor at a detox center and a spot in a long-term treatment facility. The challenge: finding Tylor and making direct contact. Shaun put out a public plea for anyone in Riverside to approach Tylor with compassion and let him know help was waiting. Shaun's offer, rooted in empathy and shared experience, was a beacon of hope. His own recovery proved that no one is beyond hope. His gesture showed that even in darkness, there are people willing to help someone find their way back. Tylor Chase's story is a sobering lesson about the fragility of life after childhood fame. The end of a successful series can mark the beginning of a difficult journey, especially when mental illness or addiction is involved. Tylor's story is not unique. It's part of a larger pattern in Hollywood. True help often means professional care, patience, and understanding. The person must be ready to accept help, which is often the hardest step. Our role is to foster an environment where it's safe to seek help without shame. We can hope that Shaun's offer, the police's efforts, and the love of family and friends reach Tylor. Behind every character on TV is a real person. Let's lead with kindness, empathy, and hope for recovery.